Mojo Jojo.
Run,
Oh man, I
Jojo.
Hello.
remember that.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Dungeons and Debuckles podcast. I am your host and dungeon master, Kevin. Going around the table, Hannah
I'm Hannah, and I'll be playing Talia, the human rogue.
and John.
Ooh, I play Lunatus, Elven Monk, Ass Kicker, Puncher.
Ass Puncher was my nickname in college. And Shane.
That's me playing Alexander the Human Bard.
And Blake.
I'm Blake, and I'll be playing Juliet, the Dragonborn Eldritch Knight / Wizard.
And Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I'm going to be playing Vikalalin Matur, a paladin drag today. That's also very tired for some reason. In her voice.
As after that hag fight, you would be tired.
Yep,
Speaking
it was
of
awesome.
the last time on Dungeons and Debacles podcast, you guys found yourselves in the lair of three hags. After they deceived you to bring you back to their lair with a story saying that they were three elven maids, which they were disguised as, searching for their lost brother who had ventured into the Feywild for his adulthood ritual. After some arguing back and forth and a little horseplay between them and Vic, they decided to drop the ruse and attack you. After a fight, you were able to kill the three, and you find yourselves in their lair. I believe you're taking a long rest right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So while you're in that long rest, you start searching through this bag of holding that you found on this elven wizard by the pool outside of the Fey Shrine, where you'd found his bag of holding and you've started to dig through it. You've started making guesses of what could be in this bag and reaching in, trying to pull them out, largely with not a lot of success. Um, but over the course of a couple hours here, as you're taking your long rest, and those of you who are on your watch shift, you're going through just trying to pull stuff out. And what you're going to find is Juliet, you had found a spell book.
I do
And
remember that.
as you look through the spells here, you are going to find, and this is all in the link to the inventory that I've put in chat. It's all the way over to the right of the bag of holding.
All right.
So in that spell book, you're going to find the spells Identify, Grease, Burning Hands, Absorb Elements, Alter Self, Knock, Locate Object, Melf's Minute Meteors, and Water Breathing.
All right, cool.
So, knowing these spells and looking at what the components are, you reach into the bag and try to find these components. And you're going to find a pearl worth 100 gold pieces and an
Okay.
owl feather that is the components for Identify. You're going to find a little like leather sack that has butter inside of it, and you would know that that is a component for grease. You're also going to find a forked twig that you know is the component for locate object. And then you're going to find a bead of niter, sulfur, and pine tar, which is a component for Melf's minute meteors. You'll find a piece of straw that is a component for water breathing as well. So throughout the night, as you're searching through this and making guesses, you're going to find a robe, a shirt, and some underclothes and some leather boots that appear to be spares that this elf was traveling with. There doesn't appear to be anything magical about them, but they're pretty fine. The robe's made out of cotton. Um, it is this bluish color, like a dark blue, that has some small silver embroidery around the cuffs. The shirt is green and appears to be made out of silk. Underclothes are unremarkable, but there are a fine pair of dark brown leather boots. You reach in looking for food, and you're going to find some moldy bread, a rotten apple, and some dried meat. You reach in looking for platinum, gold, silver, gems, whatever. You're going to find 4 platinum pieces, 22 gold, 7 silver pieces, and a zircon gem worth 50 gold pieces. You try to look in for some sort of like more spell books or some books or journals, and you'll find a book called the Tome of Farces. And after reading that for a while, you figure out that this is basically like a fiction comedy book, just for pleasure reading. And then you're going to find a knife, fork, spoon, plate, kettle, and a pot that appear to
That
be.
is the worst spork I've ever heard of.
That just appears to be his travel dinnerware he was keeping with him. And that's all you find.
All right.
Can I roll HP dice?
You're taking a long rest, so you don't have to. You're going to get all your hit points and spells back.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
So everyone adjust those accordingly.
I've given myself 50 4th level spell slots. Just heads up. I will be casting Polymorph on every object possible.
Sweet.
You should come up with some kind of a feat where it's like mass polymorph.
Did you want to look at that ring that you found on the hag?
Yes, that is
Yes.
a great idea.
All right, so we'll just say that you cast Identify as a ritual, and this is a ring of disguise.
Great.
It basically cast disguise self once per day.
That should go to someone who doesn't have disguise self, like, I don't know, a Lunadas.
Yeah, Hemeth has really good acting skills.
I think it should go to Vic because people don't like Drow.
Drows don't disguise themselves.
Okay, I'll take it.
You're proud.
Oh, actually, no, it's disguise self at will. It's not once per day.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That's even better.
But the spell will end if the ring is removed.
What? That's bullshit.
I already have a free atones item anyway, so which are all pretty useful. And we could just keep it and use it when we want to, honestly.
Yeah,
For a
it
specific
does
thing.
require attunement.
Okay.
And you get 3 attuned items, no matter what your level, that you can attune to at a time.
Question.
I mean,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, if anybody might want to take that ring, it's probably a lizard, you know? Want to maybe disguise yourself as a drow.
Fair.
Oh.
Juliet can't cast that spell though.
Yeah, I can cast it. I'm good, I think.
And you
I can
haven't
also
done that
cast
yet?
it.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I can take it.
I do have a question. Do I have enough time during our rest to cast Identify? Or you know what? No, actually, I wouldn't because I'd be resting. I don't think I can cast Identify during that time. But I was gonna say, what if I was to identify the robe, shirt, underclothes, and boots? Would everybody be willing to spend? Actually, that's an awful long time. Never mind.
Why
We'll do it when
not
we have time to rest.
cast detect magic first?
Oh, you're a genius. think of
Quick question.
Yes.
There are no quick questions, only quick people.
Indeed. My throwing daggers, the ones I got from Spider Lady. Did those
Yes.
require attunement? I cannot remember.
Those did it require attunement.
They did not.
Did.
Okay, because it wasn't.
So,
I normally put I'm attuned with whatever it is.
so those daggers and then the boots would be 2 attunement slots.
And then flame
I'm being
tongue.
generous and allowing those to be counted as one attuned item.
Oh, thank you. I super appreciate it because I would be sad. Flame tongue is the last thing I have a question about.
Yes.
That requires attunement.
I assume so.
I don't
I don't think
so.
most weapons require attunement. It's just a couple of them.
Yes, the flame tongue does require attunement.
Oh,
Okay, so I have to make a decision if I can only attune to 3 things.
Yep.
Because I also have the cloak of the bat, which is not going anywhere because, like,
Bat.
sneakiness is very important to rogue-iness.
The rogue penis?
Rogue-iness. You know what? I think that flame tongue can go to someone else.
that is a long sword, right? Or is it a short sword?
Short
Or
sword.
is it... Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
short
short sword.
sword.
All right. So somebody with high dexterity would be able to use it well. Alexander, do you already have a melee weapon that's good? Like, are you better at
I
strength
believe I do.
or?
I'm pretty good at charisma. My dex and my strength is -1, and my dex is 2 modifier.
Okay. So I'm looking at your inventory. It looks like you have a longsword +1, which does extra damage to undead and lycanthropes. But a longsword
Correct.
uses strength for damage. What if we were to give you the flame tongue, which will do
Dexterity.
it'll use dexterity, so you can add that to damage and attack rolls. And someone take the longsword +1.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay. And then obviously you can still use your... Actually, come to think of it, you could now dual wield your dagger and your short sword. Just one of them won't get the attack bonus to damage. But, I mean, you get to dual wield. Now you can use your sword and your dagger.
That is reasonable. I'm trying to
I
find
am the
thing
bard of
on the-
death.
Well, that's what Valor bards are, man. College of Valor is pretty badass.
Yeah,
But you're a Lord Bar, right?
I am. So I get I'm pretty much a skill monkey with a bunch of spells.
Vic, what longsword do you have, if any? I think you have a longsword +2.
If I recall correctly, yes. I'm pretty sure I do have a +2.
Okay. Do you want an extra longsword to switch out in case we're going versus undead or lycanthropes, or can I take it?
You can take it because
Okay.
if I'm gonna go ahead and switch to longsword, I'm gonna switch to a shield, boost up my AC to 22.
All right, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So that with that and Shield of Faith, you could bump your AC up to 24, right?
No, 22. My AC is 18. Although for some reason it says 20 for right now.
I equipped your shield when we were in the fight versus the hags.
But I don't have a shield.
Yes, you do. You start with one. It's in your
Um,
inventory.
It
That's the
is?
only
When did I
way
get a shield?
That's the only way I activated it. Like I can't activate it on
When
the
did I
sheet
pick up
without
a
you having a
shield?
shield.
Holy
Huh, when
shit!
did I
What
pick
was
up a
this on my
shield?
back the whole time?
I
What's
guess
that?
so. Huh?
Holy shit! What was this on my back the whole time?
A shield? I was a turtle this whole time.
Like, oh man, I can't find my glasses. I'm running around and it's just on his forehead.
Oh, well.
I guess we're gonna have to retcon the last month or so of questing to include the shield's AC.
Well, she's been using the greatsword, so she can't use the shield with it. Just for
Yeah,
that
We
fight,
would
I
exactly.
decided to
assume
use the
that she had the
longsword and
shield
shield.
on in every combat.
What's that?
We're gonna assume that she had the shield on every combat.
But she can't use it with the
If she-
greatsword. That's the
Mhm.
problem.
And she didn't have a
You-
longsword until the last fight.
Yeah, to like a session or two ago. Talia gave you one, I think, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it in the Fey ruins or the Fey shrine.
Exchange of a skull. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you get all that done. Is there anything you want to do? Any discussions or conversations you need to have, or you just resting for the night and then heading out, or what?
I think we're just resting.
Yeah.
Like deep snoring, like super loud snoring, please.
God damn it. Oh no.
Specifically near Juliet. Specifically near Juliet.
God damn it.
Juliet
already have to deal with-
telling everybody how I told you so. I told you so.
I
mean,
want to roll
Juliet-
exhaustion.
Juliet is going to read that tome of farces, or at least start it. She's definitely into books.
Okay, so the you start reading the first story, and it is a story about a man named Timothy, who was a peasant, and another man named Hector, who was a noble that were both competing for the love of the same baker's daughter.
Oh,
Her name
okay.
is Julie.
All right,
And
perfect.
some of it's pretty funny. It's basically like a comedy of errors and mistaken identity.
Mhm. Cool. It's one Juliet will have to remember. That's cool.
All right. So I guess you take your shifts, and the night's pretty uneventful. And by the end of Nifron's watch, the sun's coming up, and he goes through and starts waking everybody up. Sun's up. We should be leaving soon.
What do you mean
Oh.
the sun's up? We're still in the Feywild.
Oh yeah, that's right. Retcon all that.
Wow.
So by the end of his watch, he goes through and wakes everybody up. Says we should be moving soon.
Yeah, I'm tired of being in this Feywild.
Just 5 more minutes.
Please, Mom, stop with the spiders.
All right. I guess we can be going.
So you throw together a quick breakfast, and you walk outside. Your horses are still there, tied to some branches outside the cave. You feed them and saddle up, and let's move back to the Feywild map.
Huzzah!
It's not wanting to move over.
That is not the Feywild.
That is Faydale.
Close.
There we go. It wasn't wanting to move the player flag all the way over for some
Oh.
reason. So I had to make a pit stop in Faydale.
That's how the realms work.
All right, so you are down here at number 11. There is your horse and cart. Um, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to explore around here?
Is
Um,
there
you're looking.
a path like right? Oh gosh, it's not pinging. Hold on. Nope, still not pinging. Uh, hold on.
It did ping for a second.
Oh, did it? Like right here.
That was me.
There it goes.
Okay, so you look around, and the only path you're seeing is the path that you came in on. You're seeing some trees to the south here that are pretty close together. You might be able to wiggle the cart through some of these, but if you scout ahead, you look back and walk back 100 feet back in these trees, and you're not seeing anything that's like a path. You think it'd be really hard to get a cart through here.
So we didn't pass another path like right where the purple is pinging.
Time to get those animal handling checks up and running.
Okay.
So we'll say that you scout around this area. You take like an hour to do that, walking back 100 feet back into the trees all the way around this area, and you cross back over the path where you came in, and you're not really seeing a clear way through here. You think you could probably walk through here, but it would be hard to get the cart and the horses through.
I see what you're saying there. Sorry, the person drew on the map an arrow
That
going
was
from
me.
where we're at to like the giant pit, and then down the what looks like blighted path. Which wouldn't be a
I think
terrible
Yeah,
that's
when
the
you
idea.
were there
riverbed.
before,
Do
yeah,
you
it
mean
looked like a
Prospect of Bill's Hole?
yeah. So that was where the ships had caused the crater, and this looks like a dry riverbed that runs from north to south, west.
I mean, personally, I have some unfinished business with some prospector. Mm-hmm.
What do you have to do to the prospector?
I want to trade. Mm-hmm.
His life for her satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
What does that even
I
mean? What
think
are you
that's
trying
a
to? Are
fair
you trying to
deal.
take this ship with you? Are you trying to get
No,
real estate in the Feywilds?
I just want his head. That's it. I think that's a
It's a
legitimate request.
it's a buyer's market.
Yeah. You either buy or you
She's
lose.
bullish on prospector heads.
Exactly. I mean, do you know how much they sell for? Nothing,
Like
but still, I
literally
want
nothing.
one.
Well,
It's like Pokemon
I
cards, you
I
know?
understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
See, thank you. See, the human understands me, but the elf, of course not. So sad when humans,
The
child
other
humans.
human, I think you mean.
Oh, he's a human. I can't tell you guys apart. I'm so sorry. I always think humans are elves, elves are humans, lizard or dragons. All the same. I swear to God, I
It's all
almost
right.
put a racist joke in there.
Let's not.
Yeah, exactly, of course.
so either way, it looks like we're heading back to the crater. Why don't we do that?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep going.
All right, so you guys head back to the crater, and it's going to take you probably a good, I would say, 12 hours to get there. As you try to skirt south of these dead trees up here by the ruined Fey village, and then to the south of the hills where there's not like a clear path. But you finally hit the path again, and you come across the crater, and you probably skirt to the south of the crater, and you are going to come up um, to about right here. Hold on. It's not letting me ping. Oh, I'm on the right. It's not letting me ping because I'm not on the right thing. So you get to about right here, and everybody give me a perception check.
$22.
4.
8.
Lucky 13.
Passive 16.
Okay, so Alexander and Luna, you are going to notice a body over here to the uh, entrance of this path over here, and probably 20 feet from the crater.
Okay, so good news, bad news. Good news, we don't have to do a whole lot of work. Bad news, because somebody already killed him, Vic. I think probably there's a body.
Oh
right there.
man, that's not fair.
Life isn't fair. Sometimes other people steal your kills.
You don't know that it's Prospector Bill. You're
That's
too
my
far away.
frag. If you never played Counter Strike, man.
I mean, is it even Prospector Bill? I can't
You're-
tell from here.
You're probably a good, at this point, probably 100 yards away from it. You can tell it's a body, but you don't
I'll
know
go
if it's
for
I'm
it.
just guessing. I mean, who else would be out here? But still, we should go check it out.
All right, so we'll leave the cart here and we'll all go check it out. Agreed?
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So as you get closer, you notice that it's the same ragged clothes that Prospector Bill was wearing before, and as you come up upon the body, his hat has been basically crushed down in to his skull. Whatever killed him just smashed him, like it seems like just like one blow from like this mighty maul that crushed into his head, like almost down into his shoulders, and he's sitting in a pool of blood. Give me a medicine check, anybody who's looking.
Yep. 1 second.
9. Looks like he
7.
thanked too hard.
17.
He was
15.
thinking real hard and his head exploded inward.
I'm like, fuck's sake. Gonna try now. Oh, 1. That's so fitting. Like, oopsie, my sword slipped. I was trying to revive him, I swear. Oh,
Looks
I
like,
just tripped and fell in his throat. Whoops. That's an
looks like it was-
accident.
looks like he had a fever.
You.
For more cowbell. Right to the back of the head.
So Juliet and Hannah, it looks like whatever killed him was like some sort of large blunt object that basically just caved his skull in, and he is surrounded in a pool of blood. But looking at how old this blood is, you think it's probably not more than maybe half a day that he was killed.
I think we should get out of here before whatever killed him kills us.
Objects falling from the sky.
Give me a perception check.
Lunados looks up.
25.
So Luno, you notice that his cart's not here, and the
Oh,
last
his
time
cart's
you
not
saw
here.
him, he was
Yep,
he
somebody
brought
robbed
him-
this guy.
Yeah.
Vic.
So
Where were you
I
while we were
swear,
sleeping
I
last night?
swear.
Please,
Okay,
please let the DM
fine.
finish. Please let the DM finish. Just
Mhm.
so you look around, the cart's not there, which you think is strange, and then you are going to see like this like large, probably maybe a foot and a half by like or not a foot and a half, probably about 2 feet by a foot, like footprint. That's kind of like this weird shape that is in this pool of blood, and then you see tracks leading back along this path up here to the northwest. You're also going to see some tracks of the cart or a cart that are moving in the same direction. But the
Oh,
tracks are
it was
not hard to
giants.
follow because they're like whatever this was super heavy.
Look, he got killed by a giant.
I mean, that's fitting.
I mean, are
Let's
there
get out.
giants in the
Giant
Feywild,
boats.
Elias?
Talia's gonna look around nervously and just say, "We should leave."
Are there
Um,
giants in the Feywild?
Yeah, you don't really know, but give me a survival check.
We just want to Kevin, you become like a Wild West narrator for a second.
Got something stuck in my throat.
No, but that was cool.
Alunidas, you have not heard of like giants like wearing shoes. This track doesn't look necessarily like a shoe, but it definitely doesn't look like a footprint with like distinct heel or toe marks.
Something wearing really big shoes.
Okay,
It
so
was a
like
clown. A giant clown. Are there giant clowns in the Feywild?
You don't know.
I don't think we want to find out. Talia is right. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Didn't he want a giant skull though?
Not that badly.
Oh wow! All right, somebody's scared from heights, I guess.
A lot of people
I'm-
are scared of
I-
clowns. It's a thing.
Yeah,
That is true.
clowns are creepy. I would like a clown skull.
Oh, see, you might get a giant clown skull though.
Pass.
Oh.
Maybe we should stop clowning around and get the hell out of this Feywild.
God
Agreed.
damn it.
Let's get Foe.
Got
Yeah,
him.
wow.
We just got
All
barded.
right, let's go southwest.
Hold on, let me go get the cart. Okay, so you are going southwest to, I guess, here.
Yep.
And you are going to see the path turn south. Man, they don't make this polygon reveal easy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's easy.
So you turn south, and after about an hour or so, you are going to see this clear out, and you've got trees to your east, and then you are going to see a path that goes along this chasm to the east. And then you're also going to see this riverbed continue south to the west of the chasm where it ends.
Hey, let's keep going south.
Okay.
You
So
Sure, we can always go, across sideways to the cliff. Might be more direct.
Going south might also make us avoid the chasm altogether.
Okay.
all right. So you continue south, and you're going to find a path that's probably about 20 feet wide that is going to take you up into a tree line to the south here. Within probably 50 feet, if you scout ahead, you were going to find the path that you were originally on. But it's going to take you some effort to try to get the cart through the tree line here.
Okay.
But it's just going to take you longer, but you can do it.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're gonna do that. Vic and I use
So
our
it's-
swords to chop down trees and screw it. Just
Making like lightsaber noises out of context, like no idea what they even are.
So it's going to dump you out by that same marker that you saw earlier, where there was a fork in the road. Um, but I'm
You
guessing
got
you just
everybody.
want to
There's
continue
a
south.
fork there.
yeah, we're just going south.
Yeah. Back to the
Okay.
pond.
So at this point, you've been traveling. It's probably been maybe 16 hours since you rested.
Damn. All right. Let's
So I
take a
don't know if
break.
you want to take another long rest here before you enter the prime material.
Yep.
Okay. So anybody want to do anything for their long rest?
I'm gonna go try to teach Abith how to like, you know how like spiders die, they crawl. I'm gonna teach him like feign dead, but like a spider does it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Um,
Talia
Okay.
is down to help with that.
Give me a animal handling check with advantage since Talia's helping.
Yes. I mean, no, because I have no advantage. But I mean, I have no pluses. But you know, let's take an advantage. Oh boy, that's not good. Let's try. Talia, please. Ah, 14. Okay.
14.
So after probably about an hour and a half, you're getting to the point where you're getting bored with this, and then Abbott finally starts to get it.
Oh, thank goodness, Abith. I knew you had more than a mongrel skull in there. It's goodbye.
All right, so that's done. And anybody else want to do anything?
Not I.
Do you
I'm
want to
good.
have a conversation about what's next after you get out of the Feywild, since you've got some time to discuss here before you re-enter the prime material and don't know what's on the other side?
That's an excellent idea. What are we doing next, guys? Talia says as she plays with her boots, clicking the heels together and all that fun stuff.
Well, I was hoping we could go back to Kala so I can check on my family.
I'm gonna invest in sunglasses.
The big hat.
Yep.
So, how long have we been in the Feywild so far, Kevin?
As far
Yes.
as you, yeah, as far as your perception of time goes, which really the only thing you have to base your perception on time is how tired you feel. So you guys have just been resting, when you feel like, this normally seems like the time you should be sleeping. So even then your biological rhythms are kind of out of whack since you've been here, but you would probably estimate you may have been in here for maybe 4 days.
Okay. So they probably have figured, depending on how the time is back in the regular world, the people might already know that we've already done this whole thing, but time might be a lot faster over here than over there. So that's probably why they haven't sent anybody in.
That
Or
you
it
know of.
might be a lot slower. Maybe it's been 20 years and they've forgotten all about us.
I don't think we're that lucky.
Don't jinx it. Come on.
You were saying something,
Sorry,
Kevin?
man.
I said that you know of. You haven't ran into anybody.
Hey Kevin, gosh darn it. Hey Kevin, can we get the map of um
Sulel?
yes, Sulel up? I have a difficult time pronouncing that word, and I don't even know why.
Suel. Okay, you're currently up here below Fadel.
And you want to go back down to Kala.
It'd be quick enough to just catch a boat if we could get to a decent sized town there on the water. Which I think would be easy enough. We hop out the Faydale and just go south back to the place where we won the hand egg game. They like us there.
You want to go back to Faydale?
No,
Well,
we
we're
do
going to
not go
come
back to
out of the
Faydale.
Feywild. We'll be in the Faydale. Not the city, just the region.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll be south of it. Let me bring up the map of that region.
Enhance.
Like imagining those like CSI shows where you enhance the picture a billion times closer.
Enhance.
that's exactly what just
Enhance.
happened.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah, we can head back
this
down to
is where-
Lullen, then maybe down to Pirn.
You would also know from this area, Luno, that you would be able to hire a boat maybe in Hetz or Estermead to the north.
What
We'd have
about
to get across the
Woodbine?
bigger river to get to those places,
It's true.
even though we can't see them.
We can just hold on to Vic while she uses her swim speed.
I mean, that's true.
What if
I can
we
breathe.
came up this way so that we went the opposite direction of Faydale?
I mean, you would also know that you could probably hire a small boat in Woodbine.
That's probably our best bet.
It seems pretty good.
All right,
So-
so out the
so-
Feywild and up to Woodbine.
I think that's a good idea. Should someone put on that ring of disguise self and then pretend to be like Prospector Bill or something and go out?
Does Prospector
That's-
Bill ever leave the Feywild?
If you remember, it kind of sounded like he wasn't really hip to leaving.
I was just using an example. We could probably do anybody. Somebody that's not us.
I'll never do that, Elf. That's what you're
I
hinting at.
will be a dwarf.
What?
I'm going to disguise myself as a dwarf with the ring.
Brilliant.
Now we're talking.
right.
Hello, my name is Jacques. I am a dwarf.
All right, so the plan is to get to Woodbine after getting back to the prime material. What are you doing after that?
We can take one of two paths. We can either go to Kala or we can go to Lascane and then to Kala. What are your thoughts, everyone?
Luscane's a different kingdom, so it might be better to try and get directly to Kala rather than cross overland from a hostile foreign power.
You would remember that currently there's like some weirdness going on between Kala and Lascane, even though they're not exactly enemies or rivals. When
You did invade
Juliet
them
would
a little bit.
Juliet would remember that you were not to be associated with Kala when you entered the country of Lascane.
You committed a minor
still
act
have,
of invasion.
I still have my papers for the alter identity that they gave me.
Oh,
So I've been holding
We
on
could
to those for a
also-
while.
We could also try
But-
to hire a boat to get us to like Mid Isle or Silverleaf, and then just buy a boat of our own and hire a crew.
You really want to spend money?
I feel like I have a lot of money that I could probably spend.
Coming from a guy who spent how much gold to build a temple to a false
Yeah,
god?
but that's me.
Plus, Talia is thinking about herself wearing like a captain's hat. Captain
She's
Morgan.
gonna put on an eye patch, start calling herself Pirate Captain something or other.
You know, you can be
Captain
twice
Talia.
as piratey if you wear 2 eye patches.
But it is a thought, like legitimately it is a thought that we could actually just hire a boat or buy a boat and hire like someone who can get us down to Kala and just take that waterway like this. Hold on. Like this waterway, that's the big one right here.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Okay, we can do that, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Give me
I mean, if people are
guess
selling boats, they're
a
not exactly
intelligence
common.
check, maybe.
Who?
Anybody as you're talking about buying a boat.
Talia's got this.
What?
3. Yeah, we can buy a
21.
boat. I want
This
boat.
is something Talia, when she was a kid, would hang out by the docks in Carnley. So
Then
that's
we
why
can go
she
to
knows
Disney
this
World.
much.
Disney World.
My leg fell asleep.
So working or not working, but growing up by the docks, you think a boat of the size that you would need and a crew to man it, since none of you know anything about sailing, you think that this would probably cost you anywhere from maybe 9,000 to 12,000 gold pieces.
So Talia just
Uh,
crushed her own dream.
yeah, I forgot we have horses and shit. I guess we could sell the horses
Mm-hmm.
and the cart. But not the dog.
You can turn the cart into a boat.
Caulk the
Sounds like
wagon.
a terrible idea. We will not caulk the wagon down that major waterway.
I'm slowly trying to make Abath into a spider dog.
Oh, that reminded me. I keep forgetting to ask Kevin. While we're sitting here at the short rest talking, Talia's just going to randomly take out her old armor that she from, like, you know how she switched to the mithril? She's going to take out the leather armor and try to get it onto Abbott and see what happens.
Okay.
Just for fun, because it is magic armor. It is leather armor +1. And I don't know how that works with animals. So Talia's just going to mess around and be like, I wonder if I can tailor this so that Abbott gets some leather armor.
Okay, it would be much the same as putting like a large or like a leather coat on a dog that just doesn't fit right.
But it looks adorable.
It does look adorable, but you don't think this would give this dog any protection whatsoever, and would actually probably hurt because um,
Also, I don't
build-
think it would be loose on Abbott if it could fit on Talia. I think it would be kind of small.
they probably would weigh about the same amount at this point.
No,
but
Abbott probably weighs about twice what Talia weighs at this point. Talia's about 68 pounds. Abbott, we've decided, is like a 7-month-old Mastiff puppy.
Oh, it's a mastiff. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be bigger.
okay, so still it doesn't fit.
I wasn't sure because, you know, magic armor changes to fit whoever's wearing it, but I wasn't sure if it would work on animals.
She can tie it onto his back,
Right,
Unless it's
but
a
and
magic
it'll
dog,
be like
though.
he's.
This to be a magic
well,
dog.
the previous armor you had wasn't magical.
It was
The
+1
art.
+1 initiative.
That's what Alexander's wearing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what he was wearing now, or that's what he is wearing. No, he had leather armor +2 with guidance for one day. I had leather armor +1 with +1 initiative, except now I have
Mithril.
Okay,
mithril.
so
Oh, okay.
So
I
I took
do
off the leather armor.
I do see a problem here. Even if the
Only
leather
one?
armor does fit Abbott, it's going to reduce his speed by 10 feet because he is not proficient in light armor. That
Exactly.
is
He
a
is not a
huge
character.
penalty.
Ah,
And characters don't, or non-characters don't get proficiencies in armor or weapons.
gotcha. I wasn't sure how it worked. Anyway, either way, Talia's still gonna do that because she's just messing around. And she's gonna weigh in that I don't know if we should go to major city right now. Like that sounds like a really dangerous idea. I think we
Why
should
is it
try to. Although
Go
I
ahead.
understand, like you see your family. Like I'm not sure if being in a major city is a good idea.
I do not
That's
know
my
why it
only
would be
concern.
dangerous. Jacques has no problem going into any city.
Talia. Family is everything.
Hey, we must protect the clan.
I guess I don't have that much of an attachment to family.
That is because
Okay,
you have never
that's
had
fair.
family before. You will now, soon, with us. We are family now. This our family is your family. It is concatenative. Jacques McSweeney's successor. I am Jacques McSweeney of the clan McSweeney.
Jesus.
So, where would you suggest we go? Or if anyone else has any suggestions?
Are you really gonna leave your family behind so quickly?
Uh, we have
not going
information on
anywhere.
where the pieces of the egg are, right? Like that was what
We
we were
have the
tasked with,
map,
not getting the
which is not
phase.
really a map. Well, we need
Like,
the
we could-
pieces and the egg.
We should try to get the pieces. Not like the boots of Faydale. Like those pieces, but like the egg pieces or something. I don't know. I think that we should try to stay on task, not go to Kala. Unless we're going past Kala, then I guess we can all disguise ourselves and check on your family.
And Nifron's going to speak up and say, well, Kala is about the only lead we have to the pieces right now.
Oh, well then yeah, let's go to Kala.
We are going to
Yes.
Kala. It is settled.
Alright, so I think the plan is we're gonna go to, I forget the name of the town already because it's not even on the map. We're gonna head south via boat
Woodbine.
all the way down
Woodbine.
to where are we gonna stop? Are we gonna stop at Hedgedale and then walk the rest of the way to Kala, or are we gonna stop in Luscane and then try and cross the border into Kala?
Or we could go by the main waterway, just straight to Kala.
I thought that was like a bajillion gold
Only
pieces.
if we bought our own boat and hired a crew.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Talia doesn't get to be her pirate captain yet, but she's actually. I mean, if we will like the $9,000, the gold range, she's halfway there. That's her new goal now, is to steal enough and get enough money to.
We'll plan a
Steal.
heist in
Steal.
Kala. It's not a huge city, but there's docks and warehouses. We could probably steal 1,000 gold, maybe. We could burn the city down, steal everything. Jacques
you
is
could
in
just
favor
steal
of
a
this plan.
boat.
We could
Steal a
steal a
boat.
boat, but then we have to hire a crew because we don't know how to boat things.
Jacques is confident he could sail a boat by himself. He is a dwarf. Dwarves are good at that.
Oh, we got a new party
You were
member. I
really
see.
really buying into the character.
I am method as fuck.
All right. So the plan is you're leaving the Feywild, you're getting on, or you're making your way to Woodbine, and then you're getting on a boat and going to Kala directly.
We're
Yes,
gonna
that
try. I
is-
think our goal is to get as far south as we can on a boat from there. Like, I think we're gonna try to take the main waterway here, because I think that the best path would be to follow this coast, even if we're not on a boat, to get to Kala, rather than going through Luscane and trying to cross the border that way.
Okay,
That's
so
just me. Like,
we'll
even
go
if it
that
means
way.
going to
But
Dern.
are we going straight to Kala, or are we gonna stop off at like Property Island or Lightdale and then go to Kala? I think that's what Kevin's asking.
Oh, I think we should stop at like Dern or Property Island or something like that. Like somewhere where we can sell things and not have to worry about. Like, we need to stop somewhere before we get to Kala so that we can get
Why?
everything in order and maybe stash horses and stuff like that before we go to Kala.
We need to get dog food. Let's be honest here.
Dogs will eat anything. Let's be honest about that. Dogs eat cat poop. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
but
so
why do we
here's
need to stop before we get to Kala? Why not just sail directly into Kala?
I guess okay, well then let's go directly into Kala, but we have to. I was just thinking that if we go stop somewhere before we get to Kala, then it'll give us time to let that crew go before we go to Kala so that they're not like, why are you disguising yourself on the way? Because we're not gonna be able to walk into Kala looking like us. Juliet's gonna be noticed immediately, arrested, and probably hanged. So we're gonna need to
Oh,
disguise ourselves. And if we do
that
that
is an excellent
by
point.
stopping somewhere, letting the crew go that took us in, and then walking the rest of the way, then we can disguise ourselves without raising a bunch of suspicion from
You make an
the
excellent
crew.
point. Not everyone is shocked.
Also, you would know that Shane would be recognized in Kala as well, or
Right, because Shane
Alexander would.
also did that. Or Alexander totally worked there too. Yep.
No, Shane would be recognized. They're very good about that sort of thing.
I'd be recognized.
I mean, can
Shane.
I mean, we could just have one of us stay like at the hotel or something so that nobody notices, and the other one just wear the disguised self ring.
You guys also have spells. We can make it work.
All right. So that sounds like a plan. You rest up for about 8 hours or so. You make your way back to the pool. You're not seeing any sort of nymph or anything that was here that attacked you before.
Do we see any like footprints and stuff coming out of the pond besides our
Give
own?
me a perception check. Or actually, no, make that a well, perception
Damn.
is fine.
You had a teaser, man.
Crit. So you look and you are not seeing like fresh tracks that have come out of this pond. You are still seeing, however, tracks that appear to be yours and your cart.
Okay. Let's go into that there pond. Keep an eye out for. You saying
Give me,
coming?
give me an animal handling check as you guys try to get the horses back down into this pond.
Let us go, Buttercup. We have much to do.
Can I help him?
I don't think he needs it.
Oh, okay then. I was gonna be like, soft little spider. You know?
Lunados has no
Soft.
trouble getting Buttercup and the cart back down into the pond. Talia, you're going to have a little bit of trouble, but you'll eventually get your horse down into the pond, down to the bottom of the pool. Everybody else, give me animal handling checks.
13.
Did Abbott
Spider,
also go in like
one
that, or was he on
spider.
the cart?
He would have been on the cart.
My
The double
Little
seven.
ball of fangs.
yeah, my soft
Happy
spider.
spider, fluffy
John,
spider.
you are not the bard.
Didn't
Stop
work.
right now. Done. You're fucking done. Let's listen to the rolls.
Oh my goodness! But my song didn't work anyway. I got a 2.
Oh.
Yeah, Juliet, you don't have any trouble. Vic, you
Can't
don't
you
really
just
have a horse. You
unsummon?
have the warg. Yeah, so you could unsummon the warg and just go into the pool yourself. But Alexander, you are having a lot of trouble getting your horse down into this pond with a 7. Is there something, any tricks or any skills that you think you may have to be able to help coax this animal down into the pond?
Let me check.
Cast Charm Person on it.
Oh,
Stab
I
it
know
with
what
your
I can do,
sword.
guys. I will cast polymorph on my horse to turn him into a rat.
That's
Now it's a
stupid.
panicked rat that you're trying to hold.
Yeah, just hold on to him. I mean, it's just a little nip or two. I can bring him
Have you
on
ever
the other
held a
side.
panicked rat?
I mean, he has a lot
Have
of
you?
gloves, I guess.
Yes, I have held a panicked rat, and it is painful
Yeah, but he has like
for
leather
everyone
gloves.
involved.
Turn it
Okay,
into a
so-
tribble.
So you scoop up the rat and put it into your coat, and then wade down into the pond, and everybody goes through the pond, and it's still like what you ran into last time. This weirdness of like your world being flipped upside down as you pass through this gate at the bottom
Fresh
of the
Prince of
pond,
Bel Air.
and you swim up to the top and stand by.
Transported to the
Standing by.
combat map.
Jackie standing by. Jackie's ready for anything.
Where is that map?
You have
Maybe
too
Doric
many
got it.
maps. By the way, was it the giant we were going to fight?
You don't know. You also
Never
don't
will know.
know. You also don't know those other numbers that we're missing. So you appear out on the other side of this pond, and you look around, and you are still going to see the bodies of the slain elves that you laid waste to outside of this waterfall inside their encampment.
How old does it look like these bodies are? Can I make a medicine check and check that?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Dr. Jules,
15.
medicine lizard.
Frontier medicine lizard. So 15. Looking at these bodies and the pools of blood that they're lying in, they don't appear to be really coagulated. You would think that these bodies have not been dead for probably more than 6 or 7 hours.
Wow.
Wow, we are in luck. Looks like time goes a lot slower in there for us.
The mistress, she is on our side.
Let's get foe.
I have to say
Indeed,
though,
we must get foe.
did you notice that everybody is now referring to Juliet as a lizard instead of a dragonborn?
It's
It's
so fetch.
quite
Jacques
insulting.
follows the crowd.
Also, you will remember in your haste, these bodies are largely unspoiled because that's when Vic showed up, and you guys basically went into the Feywild immediately after.
Oh yeah, we could loot them.
Yes, let us loot their corpses.
All right,
Please don't hold
John.
anything. I'm going to keep this up.
Louis Jean
I'm good with
Pierre.
that.
Jean-Jacques
Ev-
McSweeney of the Clan McSweeney.
so who is searching this camp? Everybody?
I think everybody's
Yeah.
searching. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Everybody give me an investigation check.
A 9.
11.
4.
7.
I gotta bring it home now.
Wow.
I have
We're
a
counting
minus
on you,
1.
Vic.
Minus
that's-
1.
That's a mistake.
Oh wow. Faith misplaced. So with the highest, which was an 11, Alexander, you go searching through here, and for the
Actually,
most part,
can we
you
all
are
just help Alexander and Talia so we get 25 and 21?
No,
We're working together. It's advantage.
you all said you were all searching. You didn't say you were
Aw.
helping somebody.
Yep.
All right. So what you're going to find here is you're going to find two sets of full plate armor on two of these elven knights. You're going to find various long swords that appear to be finely made, probably 6 or 7 daggers. You are going to find a robe that is on this wizard that appears to be bloodied with some holes in some places, but you think that could probably be mended. Between them, as you rifle through their pockets, altogether, we'll just say you're going to find 654 gold pieces. You're going to find 5 gems worth a total of 150 gold pieces. You're going to find a bunch of supplies in these 2 huts over here that appear to be fairly basic, like oats and grains,
Take the
some
oats and grains.
fish that appear to be freshly, well, not freshly caught, but not caught too far along ago. Appear to be trout that was brought out of the stream. You're going to find stuff like shovels and pickaxes and nails and ropes that look like they were used to help construct the palisades here. And that is about it.
Okay, so let's take the plate armor. That's worth a lot. The long swords or daggers, I'm not sure we entirely need. That's kind of extra weight in comparison to the value of plate.
I'll take the daggers.
All right.
I'll start drying the fish.
Frying the fish, they're practically fresh. We're eating them right now.
Okay, you can eat the fish. Fine. I'm not cooking it.
I'm
It's
just
not
gonna
going
rub
in
my belly a
pots.
bit.
But I am taking the oats and barley.
Oh, I forgot. You're also gonna. This wizard also had a staff.
Is
Oh,
any
okay.
of this magical?
Give me a detect magic.
I will cast Detect Magic. If I can find it on my sheet.
You don't have to bring that up. The robe and the staff that the mage was wearing was magical. There's also one of the daggers is magical.
Nice. Let's see.
All right, so we are out of the Feywild and back into the Prime, and we are running right at about a minute and 10. So I think that is probably a pretty good place to end it right there.
Quick question. What time of
Alrighty.
day is it?
It is the time of day of which you left, which would be probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Actually, no, I take that back.
We
That
said
is wrong.
You said several
'Cause it
hours
was
had passed,
about
but
several hours after they were killed. So at this point, it would
early
be
evening.
probably around midnight,
Okay.
10 p.m.
Just about supper time.
Anyone have any last words before we end the stream?
Bubble nuts.
Sorry for having a horrible mic today. I'll make sure it's all set up nicely for next session.
Seems fine
All
now.
right.
So, all right.
Well, if we're gonna miss like 2 weeks, should we keep going if we can, or do we have enough in the can for
I
several
don't think
weeks?
that Anna can do past 3:30. So
Oh no, I
good
can.
point.
I can. I
Oh,
told you.
okay.
I got
Yeah.
Yeah, if you remember, I told you last week I can stay like an hour from now.
okay.
I will say that today I should probably get going soon. I don't have to leave like right now. But because we have my friend's kid, we have to like he has to do his homework
Be
and
taken care of and shit.
yeah, we have
Needy
like
little
a
fucker.
child to care
Yikes.
for.
What an
So-
adult.
I know it's so weird. I don't like it.
I think
Just give him some
anything that
bourbon; he'll be fine.
I don't think that would probably be enough then to like add
Okay.
on to be like its own separate episode. So
All right, let's just take off then.
All right. We'll do a.
Also, aren't we past 100 episodes now?
Yes.
actually, yes, this is what our 101st episode.
Yay.
That's awesome.
I forgot to make
Um,
a big deal about that. So
I
Yeah.
forgot until just now, which is terrible of me because I meant to make, say something about it. But huzzah,
I can
100
do a
episodes
terrible
and
cover
well,
of "We Are the Champions."
no, but we appreciate the enthusiasm. But yeah, so 100 episodes. That's awesome.
who would have
We are
thought?
the champions, my friends.
Which I thought 100 episodes would probably firmly place us about halfway through this campaign, but not so much.
Are we at least a quarter of the way?
I would say you are probably
We have found
anywhere
two of the items, or three. Three of
Three.
the
We
items:
found. Well, you guys found the
ring,
planar
belt,
ring.
and boots.
Yeah, we found the belt.
We found
And
Didn't
one
we
piece
find
of the
something
map.
else too?
you also found the amulet.
Yeah, we found the amulet too.
So
I knew there
4
was
out of
something else.
9, one piece of the map.
4 out of 12,
12.
one piece
12?
of the map.
So we're like,
Pretty sure it's
oh
12.
gods, this is amazing. I'm excited. So,
This is cool. So we're maybe a fifth of the way through. Maybe. That's
Yep,
good at
there's
Disney
12
World.
artifacts. So you
For some
found
reason, I thought there were 9.
Nope. So you found a third of them so far. Plus there's 3 more pieces of that map to find the egg out there.
all right. So next time on Dungeons and Debacles podcast.
Well, I know next
We're
time.
going to get a boat.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So next week, I guess it's safe to say we won't be streaming. Maybe sometime this week we can get a group together and or like
I'm
get
free all
everybody
week.
together.
Yeah, the only
Or-
problem is I'm not available until after like 6:30, and that's like what 11:30 for Anna.
At some point, maybe a couple of us could get together and do some behind the scenes shit, and we could release that as an episode or something.
Yeah, sure.
Well, next week I'm planning on releasing like the up until this point kind of episode that's a summary of everything that's happened so far. I figure 100 episodes around there is probably a pretty good benchmark for that.
And then to
Yeah.
work on Jacques' backstory.
Let me just say, at
Character
this
sheet for
time,
him.
we will still be streaming, or at least I will, to do a behind the roll or whatever we called that series. So if anyone
Yeah,
wants to come,
behind the
you're
roll.
certainly welcome to. Anna, I actually want to find a day that we can stream and include you, because I know you have a lot of insight to provide, and so we could discuss that later. But we'll still be streaming, or at least I will be, at the normal time, viewers.
Yep.
All right, that sounds good. I will see you next Sunday then, Blake, 11 at 1:30 or 2:00.
Sounds good.
All right,
cool, cool.
so
Via
everybody be
Twitch.
watching out for that on Twitch.
I will. Yeah, I'll watch. I'm excited to see what you guys talk about.
All right. That's it for the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.